Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm feeling a little better. I've been drinking some tea. I still feel a little bit under the weather, but I'm going to try to get through this story. So, this story comes from Raw Story. I get the news feed through my Gmail account. And I usually don't talk about politics as much. I'm more interested in science and technology, finance, things like that. But I couldn't pass this up because it's talking about everyone's favorite villain, Steve Bannon. He's a sanctioned target by so-called liberal media and even conservative media at times. But they talk about this topic, and the title is "Watch Stephen Bannon's Walk of Shame After More Loss." As reporter asks, "Quote: Isn't this a huge defeat for you?" It was published just today, 11:27 Eastern Standard Time, just this morning, maybe like 10 minutes ago, because it's 8:37 here on Pacific Standard Time. It goes on to say, in the early hours of Wednesday morning, MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell treated himself and viewers to a king-size helping of Schadenfreude over Roy Moore's stunning loss in Alabama. The only thing that seemed to delight O'Donnell more than Moore's loss was the stinging humiliation this will ultimately prove to be for Breitbart.com CEO and former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. White supremacist Steve Bannon. He's not suspected in my view. Quote, "We now have the video of Steve Bannon tonight. His first reaction to this huge defeat for Steve Bannon personally, O'Donnell said. Quote, "The only hint I have for you before you see it is that Steve Bannon is speechless," end quote. In the short clip, Bannon hustled, stone-faced, into a black Cadillac Escalade as a reporter called out, quote, "Mr. Bannon, isn't this a huge defeat for you?" End quote. That's hilarious. Moore was the flagship candidate in Bannon's, quote, war on the Republican establishment. After his humiliating ouster from the White House staff, Bannon declared that his mission would be to unseat as many mainstream Republicans as possible and replace them with more ideologically extreme candidates like Moore, aka overt white supremacists. O'Donnell played the short clip of Bannon twice more and then again at the end of his program. Watch the video embedded below. I don't really care about that. I'm just going to keep moving. You guys can watch that later. And I think that's the end of this article. Yeah, I think that's it. There's some comments. Maybe I'll look at that. See what they have to say. Let's see. If there are comments here. Maybe not. Okay, this is taking too long. But anyway, it was a walk of shame for him, and I wouldn't celebrate too early because one thing I do know about white supremacists like Stephen Bannon, they don't like to take L's in any way, shape, or form. They like to be ahead of the curve, especially when it comes to non-white people and keeping us in subjugation. So I don't expect them to have much celebratory activity going on in the short term. It's just a matter of time before they come back with something else, and Stephen Bannon will be probably at the head of that. So some of the comments say, "I hope he provided people to clean up the trail of slime he left behind." Okay. Another one says, "Isn't this a huge defeat for you? Priceless. The great unwashed man mood. Sad, sick. Someone says boo-hoo. Another one says poor Steve-O, sneaking out in the morning, holding his shoes, his giddy anticipation of victory, just the memory of a mistake. Another one says, who is the skinhead with Steve Bannon? His boyfriend? Not that there is anything wrong with that. Okay. Another one replied, his bodyguard and drug supplier. So yeah, they have a lot of comments here. I'm looking at one that may not be within the same realm of being so excited about this. Yeah, I don't see anything that's different, giving a different state of opinions. But anyway, comment on the video, like, share it, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.